Okay people, we're still on 12.2 here. Today I want to look at question 5, which is this shape here, and the first thing I want to look at is sketching this freehand. Now look, sometimes I think the best thing to do is let's ignore the wedge at the front, draw this rectangle, chop off. We're going to create the back of it here, which is like the high part, the slope, the flat bit. We're going to create that and we'll add this wedge afterwards. I think that's the easiest way by far to draw this. So again, we don't care about the measurements, we just care about the proportions. So just zoom back here a little bit, and I'll just try and sketch this where you can see both of them. So I want to leave this out, so that goes about 30. So I'm doing my crow's foot, it goes about 30 this way, and it goes 30 and then 50. So further to the right, and then the height of it is 30. That would be the end, and then it goes, I'm going to keep this light, another 30 up. So this would be going up vertical, and this is going back and I'll just create this off. So that there is roughly like 30, goes back 30 here, and then 50 more. So I'm going to put back this, so about the same distance as that. So that would be back 30 here, and this comes in 30 up here. So that's about the same as this. So this would be my slope, and I'll just go parallel back here, so that this here, now I'm going to start heavying in here now. So that would be the very top. That comes down here. That's heavy. That's heavy. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is get this flat section here. So that's my angle for going back. This is my angle for going across. So, and now finally, that's that slope down there, and that's a lot of this done. Now the next thing I want to do now is I want to continue that back here, and that's going to be the top of that wedge shape, and that's heavy coming down to that. Now my next move then, if I bring this down to the ground, that's down to the ground, get this angle, Now how that comes out about 30 as well, the same as this. So that's 30, that's 30. And this out here would be the line here on the ground. So I'm going to join the slope here now, just line that up. The same over here. And that would be that wedge shape. So I'm going to just lighten off now those construction lines at the back. Now whilst it's okay to rub them out, I don't want you to get rid of them completely, because I want people to be able to see that you use creating. So I'm going to leave in those corners there, heavy this in. Let's put on a surface now to sit it on. And I'm going now to just pause this and put on some colours. Okay, so as you can see there now, I've done a few of them. Now I'm going to put the slopes, I think, in this kind of magenta. Now what you might just experiment with there when you're shading in is just experiment with going a little heavier on the outside. And just lighten it off towards the center. Okay, so we'll just go that little bit heavier along the outside. And you can, even if the white is coming through in the center, it's okay. So I'm going to put the slopes in the same color. And finally there, I'm going to put just these final surfaces here, the triangle and the in there, then I'll put them in blue. Okay, so there's my colours, but just to go back to the question here now, right? The important things here is that A is the front. So looking in from here is the front. And looking in from here is the side. So I want the side view drawn on the right. And that's important when we get up here now. So I want the front view on the left, the side view must go on the right. So it's going to go like front view, top view, and the side view has to be, that is the way the views have to go. I think I'm just off camera there 1 second. So here's the ground. So when we get up here, it goes front view, top view, side view, because the top view is always directly underneath the front view. Next question, how tall is it? So it's 30 and 30 is 60. Okay, so let's get started. So I'll just zoom back out there. Gonna get this out of the way. So it's 60 high. So we've no issue there because these shapes are nice and small. They're a good size. So it goes 60 high. Now, how wide is the front view? It is 30 and then 50. So I'm just putting all this in light for the time being, because we know now that it comes in 30 and it goes up 30. So that's my up 30. I can heavy that in. It comes in 30. And this distance up here on the top right is in 30. So this is my slope. And the wedge shape ramp going up here is same height and here. So that's all of my front view finished, and when I go putting on colours, that's going to be red, that's going to be red, this is going to be turquoise, the top view up here is going to be green, this is green down here, and so on. So we should be getting better now at doing these little edge view things, and this is also going to be turquoise here. So you match your own colors. It's knowing how they go. So there's our front view now. So I'm going to move on there now. I'll do the coloring later on. So the top view there now, always. Now, and this is the mistake I'm seeing a lot of people making, is not keeping the views. It's always the front view, then underneath it the top view. So I'm going to leave just leave about 10 between them there today. Doesn't matter how much. No, I'll go a bit more. I'll go closer to 20. So our top view, I can put that in there because I know all the back of this goes all the ways across. Now from the very back to the very front is 30 and 30, which is 60. And 30. So I'm going to just kind of draw this in really light for starters. I'm going to bring down my lines from here. So that green box here is 30 by 30. That's this. And the top green box is also in 30. So I can bring that down from there. And there's the slope here. That's the top green. And the lower green. Now, the wedge comes out from here. So I just put on there, here's our slope. And we still have the edge views. I'll deal with those colors later though. Now our next move there then, 45-degree line down here, and I better put that on just a small bit heavier. So 45-degree angle here, bring these over. Project them up. Heights across. So, looking in from here, first thing we're going to see is that blue square. Now I'm going to put that blue square in. Look, it's here. So when I bring that across, that blue square is going to be here. So I'm going to just heavy this in now to help you understand it. Now hopefully you can go and do these without even watching all the video. I would be delighted if you can do them without watching it at all. It would be that's the ideal case, that you don't even need to watch them. So look, that's going to be blue there. Again, I'll finish that later. And above that is the slope. So that's going to be the magenta there. So that's that. Now, when you're looking in from here, the high part is on the left. That's how I knew that if I'm looking in from here, the high bit's on the left and the sloping wedge is on the right. So that's going to be like this. And that's also blue. So, but I'm just going to, these are the little details to help you. That red, I'm going to put this red line in here now next. Just before I put in the blue across here. So that's going to be all blue here. But that red is edges along there and up here. So I'm going to pause that now and finish my colouring and just talk about it then in a second. Now, the red in the top view looking down, those red edges are running along here, and it just makes life easier to put them in before you colour, because if you put on the red, then you can just colour over it. And that blue edge looking down from above, that blue edge is here and here, and the red's going along there. So once you put them on, then you can just sort of colour over them then. Okay, so that's a lot of the colouring done. So the next thing I want to do is look, here's our front view. Here's our top view. And I have said this before, it's so important, front view. Top view goes underneath it and the side view goes beside the front view. And the colouring is really just to help you understand, and particularly the edge views. Now I probably don't have them all in because that green would be along here as well, and so on. But that there, that's question 5 on 12.2. Okay, so the best of luck with that.